Hey, my Lunch with Art family, it's Eccentric here once again, bringing Lunch with Art to your living rooms, your bedrooms, your backyard, or wherever else it is that you're spending your time. It's been 3 months since we've seen each other, and we miss you the same. For this month, June 2020, what we're going to be doing is celebrating Black Music Month, which is now known officially as African American Music Month. So the month of June celebrates the influence of African American musicians on the music industry as a whole. First initiated by President Jimmy Carter on June 7th, 1979. However, it was not officially signed by a president until the year 2000. So though we've been celebrating for a while, we have not had that official declaration until 2000, the year 2000. So, with that being said, what we want you to do is take a look through the timeline of Black music. And we're talking about your Chuck Berrys, who is the founder of rock and roll. Elvis Presley was heavily influenced by Chuck Berry. We have people like Little Richie, who was rock and roll heavy. We have country singers, R&B, gospel, jazz, almost everything you can think of. Every genre of music has in some way been created or influenced by Black people, which is why this month was so important for us to observe as a cultural arts department, because music is a big part of our lives. Not just our lives, but the lives of Americans and people and families and culture throughout the entire world. Sometimes if you don't understand the language, music is that one language that bridges the gap between two cultures, kind of like food. It's one of those things where you can just feel it. So we won't be before you long, and the activity this month is really simple, just keeping in line with the theme. I want you to think about the first time you heard a song from a Black artist and what you felt. Your favorite song. That song that lifts your spirit while we're all on quarantine. That song that you got married to, maybe. Maybe the song that you sang to your kid. What is your favorite song by an African American musician? And that is where we start our activity. So, I want to make sure I gave you all the backstory here that I have before we get started on the activity. So you may be asking yourself, what's my favorite song by an African American artist? So I went back and forth with this, and I'm not sure if it's my favorite, but I do know it is one of my favorites. It is one that always gets me in my feels. I feel it in my spirit on so many levels, not just an intimacy level, but a friendship level. We're talking about the intradynamics of family. When I hear this song, it just makes me completely happy. There are a lot of different versions of it, for sure. But my favorite is by Ben E. King. And if you don't know it by now, it's Stand By Me. I think we all know the song. If not, check it out. So, now that you heard my favorite song, I want you to listen to your favorite song, think about it, mull it over, and then what we're going to do is create a poem. It could be as short as you like, it could be as long as you like, it could be filled with metaphors, it could be Dr. Seussy, it doesn't have to rhyme, it could be whatever that song makes you feel. That's the one thing that we emphasize here at Lunch with Art. Everybody is a poet. Everybody is a poet. Everybody is a poet. So your poem doesn't have to sound like my poem, or like Maya's poem, or like Shakespeare's poetry, or Edgar Allan Poe. It's yours. It's whatever you want it to be. So I chose that song, and now I'm going to go ahead and write my poem based on what that song made me feel. And then after I'm done writing, I'll share with you my poem. And hopefully, after you're done with this video, you have a poem that you can share with us. Feel free to tag us in your poem, record it if you like, hashtag Pompano Beach Cultural Center, hashtag Lunch with Art, whatever you feel to get it to us. If you want to share your work, please feel free. You can drop it below in the comments. You can leave it on our page, and we'll be more than happy to read it and see what you came up with. All right, we're back. So yeah, remember it can be as long as short as you like. We really want you to share it with us. So feel free to drop it in the comments. Feel free to drop it on our page. Hashtag us. Record yourself. Whatever you want to do to share your art with us during your lunch hour, we would greatly appreciate it. So here's my poem, my inspiration poem from one of my favorite songs by Benny King, Stand By Me. It is in the night that the heart beats the loudest. You figure out who you love and where you stand. It is silent yet palpable, still. It is darkness, yet it still gives off light. Because it is not afraid, it stays. Even when it wants to leave, it standbys me like Ben E. King. And I know that it is all going to be okay. It is the way you make me feel in your presence. It is of the heavens in human form. And it is in the lines of this poem, me and you, bonded by the moon. And as long as we are hand in hand, we can never fail. Stand by me. That's it. That's simple, short and sweet. We could go on for days. We could go on for minutes. We could go on for seconds. The point is for you to slow down, take a second, recognize and celebrate Black Music Month, African American Music Month, write a poem, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the activity for today. I hope you turn on some music and dance. Hope you write poems every time you hear a song now. And we'll see you again next month in July. Have a good day. Bye-bye.